Good morning. All right, so today we're making what some people call a swinging door card, others call it a double Dutch, but it opens from the top and then out to both sides. So it's a cute card. Just to lay it down, it doesn't really stay flat that well, but I think that if you put something a little bit heavier here, you could help to keep it flat, but there are many ways that people make this card. A lot of them will take one sheet of paper and just score it and cut it, which is, a good way to make it. But I'm going to make it using two pieces. I think that's just a little bit easier, at least it was for me. And this one I saw with Lisa Curcio. There's a lot of people with these videos out there, though. All right, so we're going to take a piece of cardstock that's 9 by 4 1/4, which is this one, and then I've scored it at 5 1/2. So that's going to become the base of the card. See, and that's the top part of the top door, if you will. And then you've got another piece here that's 2 by 8 1/2, and then if you score it at 2 1/8 on either side, that's going to make the little bottom doors. Give them a good, um, fold pressing with your bone folder. And that's actually going to just fit right behind the card and fold in. All right, so we've got then a piece of white that's 4 by 5 1/4 that's going to go last on the inside. And then we've got 3 pieces of designer paper. There's one that is 3 1/4 by 4. And watch if if your paper has, excuse me, direction to it. This one I don't think does. That you cut it correctly. The 4 is wide. Thought this was a nice, easy fold. I know you all seem to like the fancy fold cards the best. So try not to go too long without doing one. Okay, and then the bottom, like I said, is going to fold in from either side. So we want those DSP to go here. Now, I just used another piece of that, because I had to cut 2 inches off the side to get 4. And these are 2 by 2, but I like using the back side of it just for some contrast. Put that on there. Oops, don't want to put it on the wrong side. This is a older set, the Seaside Bay, that I've always really liked. I tend to like the beachy sets because of where we live. Oops. Okay, so if I make these 2 by 2, it pretty much does not leave a mat around the edges, which is fine. You can, if you want to cut it down a little bit, you can make these like 1 7/8 square, and then that would leave the mat. Again, I'm just trying to do it as simply as possible. Now, because this is right at 2 1/8 and 2 1/8, I kind of have to finagle with it just a little bit to make sure that these folds will fit the card base going inside. I had to get on my cutting and scoring done. Lauren's got my my trimmer, and so I had to use the big trimmer, or the guillotine trimmer, which is fine, and then score with my Score Pal. There we go. Okay, so now that's basically your card. So then we're gonna, this one I stamped a little bit on the inside. I'm gonna do the same thing on this one. All right, so this time though, I'm gonna use some navy. I'll use navy for my oyster shell. Kind of a bold statement. And I'm still using, for this one of the old pads. My pad is still going strong. There we go. And if you remember, we sold the pearls that I could put a pearl in here, but then it's not flat. And I do mail most of these. I don't have very many birthday cards that I just hand to somebody. So I'm going to keep the pearl out for right now. And let's see, what else do I want in here? I think I'm going to put the little shells at the bottom like I did on the other one. And I did that with the Sahara sand. Go. Then I like to put something at the top. I put the crab at the top of the other one. I could do another crab. I think I will. This time I'll do it maybe in either pink or mint. I think I'll do it in pink. I grabbed the wrong pink pad, but that's okay. There we go. All right. Then I have just a piece of scrap. For this one, I didn't want to use, I know a lot of people don't have a die cut machine or a lot of punches or something. So just always remember, you can just take a piece of scrap white paper, to make your words that are going to go on the front. Now, I did not want this one necessarily to be a sympathy, and I didn't need any more thank yous. So I'm using this one. You're in my thoughts. I like that because then on the inside, I can put anything. I can put happy birthday. I can put sympathy. I can put anything that I want. I like making those cards that are kind of all occasions, so to speak. So I'm going to stamp this one also in the navy. Make it nice and dark. And notice that I did bring in my foam pad since this stamp is photopolymer. There we go. That came out nice. And I thought I'd put a couple of little shells on here. I put one on the other card, but I thought maybe this one I made just a little bit bigger. And this piece is 1.5 by 2.5, just if you're wondering, but you would make it to fit the size for your stamp, whatever you're going to put in there. I think I was going to put this shell this time. Yeah, I love the beachy cards because, of course, we live at the beach. So, not at the beach, but near the beach. I could do that in pink also. Kind of getting a mess here, all my stuff. Just kind of wanted, there we go. You could, ink the edges around this if you wanted to, or you could use your distressor and distress them a little bit, or, you can do a lot of different things to add some interest. All right. Just stamped those two little shells. Actually, I meant to stamp the envelope while I had it on there, but I will do that in a minute. All right, so then I take this, and I had a piece of scrap mint. So to do this the lazy way, or I don't have a trimmer over here and I don't want to measure anything. I just line up the two sides and then I cut it. And that way it doesn't matter how long it is, how wide it is, and of course you try to cut it as straight as you can. Sometimes they come out better than others. That one's not too bad. All right, so now let's put this together. So I glued the back on, remember, here. I'm going to adhere the inside. And the card's about done. I mean, it really doesn't take any time at all. Of course, I always get a little doodah on there from my finger. Okay, so then this is going to be the front of the card. If you go 1/8 of an inch larger on some of these, it will close, but for me, I find it starts to overlap. So once I put on this on here, I don't think you notice so much anyway. So I just leave it with the basic measurements that I gave you. If you watch Lisa Curcio's, she goes like, instead of 4 1/4, 4 3/8, or 3/16 or something. Anyway, it's a little bit bigger. Okay, so now we've got these. All right, so you can see it makes a fun card. Looks like blocks on the front, and then it opens with the two different sets of doors. So again, swinging swinging door card, or double Dutch door card. Easy peasy, and I hope you'll try it. Have a great day.